of the questions I was going to ask you was about during since with COVID and quarantine and not being able to meet in person and all that. Um, have you guys been doing more virtual lessons, and how does that go the compared to the live lessons?
So probably about 50% of my students right now are virtual, and it's a learning curve. It was really hard at the beginning, and I think everyone in the world faced the same thing when they had to learn how to do their job that they've been doing for however many decades through a computer. And it's very hard because you need to be able to see the students, both of their hands, you need to be able to hear them, and you can't play with them. And that's something that I like to do. I like to play with my students, whether I'm playing what they're playing with them or a duet version of something, or just demonstrating is much more challenging because there's a lag there's nothing we can do about the lag time. So that's out of the question. We can't have rehearsals with piano accompaniment, anything like that. So we lose a lot in that way, but at the same time, there are a few sort of more positive things. Like if I want to show my student my left hand, I can say, look at this. And it's literally the only thing they can see. I'm like, you're going to use this finger. And so you have their attention because you can focus exactly what you want to show them, But sometimes there's a glitch. Sometimes somebody freezes. Sometimes, the sound slows down and then speeds up really fast. So you don't know if the student is playing rhythmically because the video. So I do have quite a few who still want to do in person. So they do the masks and everything else. And we just try to sort of keep a distance, but it's just much more efficient, I think. And there are some who I think they feel they really can't learn online. So it's been interesting. And I don't know how he does it. Sometimes he has to teach online middle school orchestra beginners and a group. I mean, it's one thing when you have one and you're saying, this is how you do this, and you interact with them and their specific needs. But when you have a group and you're trying to get all of them to learn different instruments on a computer, I don't actually know how that's even possible. So
we have to just be very creative, and we have to, it's a new level of problem solving that we've never faced before. But so we have to, every day is a new day, and we have to learn. As a teacher, we have to be open to learning new things, just as we expect our students to be open to learning new things as well.
Yeah.
So it's challenging, but I will say my students have accepted the challenge, and they're doing the best they can, and it's been okay. It hasn't been the best. It's not ideal, but we're still everybody is still learning, and everyone is still giving their best.
Yeah, that lag you were talking about, Emily. I was just thinking about that last night because I interacted with made a comment on one of Gary V's posts here just a couple days ago. He was doing a post for the community and he just said, okay, we're gonna do this old AOL style, just 8 sex location, and give 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences about what value you can add to the community, and maybe what value you need to get from the community, and we can help each other out. And so I put up there that I have a radio show and looking for guests, and told a little bit more about it. But now I was thinking about that lag last night because now I have future guests coming from that are in like New South Wales, Australia, London, England, and I had to say something on this post, and now I'm going to have guests from all over the world. So it's like I'm expecting that lag, via Zoom call. So it'll be a little rough, but like you guys are saying, we adjust to it because it's like, if this is what we got to do, then this is what we got to do, and if there's a lag, then we just deal with it.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I even get that with students that are a mile away from where I am.
yeah.
From my studio, they're just a neighborhood away, and it's still internet's not working, or it's just our reality now.
Yeah. Or if someone happens to have, a server that isn't necessarily the best server, so, internet provider, then, there's going to be a little lag there potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally understand that. And I knew I should have written down my questions. I've just had a couple of questions that I was going to add, but I can't remember them. So I guess they won't be asked. I guess that may mean that you guys will be on one of my future shows.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
And then you can come up with another Beatles selection.
That's right.
There's a giant cat.
Yeah, there are many options.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's like the Beatles. They're one of those bands or groups that are timeless, and it's like it's like I'm not sure if it's still on the radio, but because I don't listen to the radio, I'm actually
Does
on
anybody?
the radio now. But on one of our local stations here, 102.5 KZOK FM, for years, and like they say, I'm not sure if it's still on there, but they had the show on Sunday morning from 8 to 10 every Sunday, Breakfast with the Beatles. And
Wow.
I remember going and hanging out with my dad in the garage, even though I wasn't into his mechanics or anything out there. I would just go out there and hang out and listen to the Beatles, Breakfast with the Beatles. And that was just so awesome. And then I just listened to the Beatles my entire life. And it's like, I'm now divorced, but for my wedding reception, I was in charge of the music. And so for like a couple months beforehand, in my spare time, I'd get in on the computer in our little office room at our house, and I'd, download or, copy from other CDs or just from wherever I get a hold of Beatles tunes, and I compiled all this Beatles music, and I had like hours of it on there, and we got about half hour in, or just a few songs into it, a couple songs maybe, 10, 15 minutes possibly. It was only a short time of playing Beatles music, and someone spoke up to reception and said, excuse me, we're trying to, have conversations. Can you turn the music off? And I'm like,
At your wedding reception?
So I turned it way down low, and then I got someone else saying something, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I would shut it off. But yeah, it's like Beatles are timeless, and they were all like, love songs or whatever. Or
right.
Because, there's that one CD of Beatles music called Love, or, whatever. And at any rate, yeah, it's like, but at any rate, at any rate, I've always been into the Beatles, and the Beatles are just so awesome, and it's like I'm kicking myself in the butt whenever I think about it, but I missed Paul when he came to town here in Seattle, here not too long ago, I don't know, a couple of years ago or whatever, but, oh, well, whatever, music, that's why music is recorded. In case you missed the concert, you still got it. But at any rate, I want to thank you guys very, very much for coming on my show again, and now we have it recorded for social media. and not only on the radio station, BT Radio Universal, but now it's going to be on social media. And well, as of right now, currently it's on Facebook Live. Later it will be on my YouTube. So it's forever.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank Yes.
Yes,
An
thank
honor.
you.
What was that, Matt?
Oh, thank you for having us.
Oh yeah. You're very, very welcome. And like I said, thank you both for coming on. It was just so awesome. And before I forget, I was going to mention, in case I forget later, I was going to mention to you, Emily, we were talking about, or I was talking about on Instagram, I think it was, I was talking about, you're going clean, you've been starting to eat clean. And,
Yeah.
And these like gourmet looking meals that Matt, you've been preparing for her. And
Yep.
Actually, before I say that, yesterday when I was at my mom's, since I've been eating clean, my mom's adjusted her menu or whatever for when she cooks food when I come over. Yesterday I had curry cod. Yeah, curry cod and salad and rice. Just plain white rice. But yeah, that white rice with that curry cod, that was to die
Sounds-
for. Excellent. And that was a good reason to run with a cramp in my stomach. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But this morning I was so excited because I saw my mail on the counter at the house where I live. One of my roommates checked the mail and put it on the counter this morning. Checked the mail from yesterday apparently and put it on the counter this morning. Well, one of the packages in there was from Canada, and I'm like, who do I know in Canada that's sending me this sort of heavy package? I opened it, and it's the Best Bet Diet Cookbook from I've mentioned on my social media here within the past few months. And as a matter of fact, one of my guests a couple months ago was Matthew Embry and his dad, Dr. Ashton Embry from Calgary. And I forgot that I had ordered this cookbook, or on their website, MS Hope. And at any rate, I've gone to the Best Bet diet and eating clean, but I still hadn't received the cookbook, and I'm like, okay, whatever, whenever it gets here, I'll check it out. But anyway, I was looking at it this morning, flipping through just a few of the recipes, and it looks like what stuff you've been dishing up there, Matt, like gourmet looking stuff. And I'm excited to get into that and make some of those meals, and I'll definitely share that with you, Emily.
Yes, that'd be great.
And Matt, since you're preparing it. Yeah, since you're cooking like a master chef now.
Mm-hmm.
But well, from what I see anyway, and we'll just add chef to your resume there.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
But yeah, it's getting to be about that time. I better start wrapping up so we can get to the next show, and they can come in and get ready for the next show. But again, it was an honor to have you two on my show, and we'll just keep in contact via social media, and maybe one of these days we'll meet up and go for a run.
That'd be great.
Yeah, even we'll meet up and run 5K. Eat gourmet food prepared by Matt.
Sounds good.
Right on. Sounds good. So long as you're willing to cook the meal.
Absolutely, definitely.
Right on. Sweet. Sounds great. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on my show, and to all my listeners and viewers, thank you very much for tuning into another episode of Podsitive Vibes. And as always, stay kind, optimistic, and grateful, and have a phenomenal day and phenomenal week, and I'll see you next Sunday. And with that, I'm out. Okay. I gotta get back to the other window. All right, there we go. See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.